जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So previous day we read till here that Mahaprabhu advises Prakashananda Saraswati. I hope by this time you have not forgotten that who is Prakashananda Saraswati. He is the leader of all the Mayavad sannyasis. And Mahaprabhu advises Prakashananda Saraswati that he should always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By doing this, you will be very easily liberated. Mahaprabhu is saying to Prakashananda Saraswati. And in that way, Mahaprabhu is also telling this to all of us. And after liberation, you will be eligible to achieve the highest goal of life, that is Krishna Prem, love of Godhead. The Lord then recited many verses from authoritative scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, and Narsimha Tapani Upanishad. First, he quoted this verse from the Bhagavad Gita 18.54. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma न शोचति न कांक्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते param. When one actually becomes self-realized, self means the Supreme Lord. So when one becomes self-realized, knowing that he is Brahman, he becomes happy and joyful. And he no longer feels any lamentation or hankering. Here it is here knowing that he is Brahman, because we are part and parcel of the Lord. So qualitatively we are one. That is what it is indicating. It is not indicating that we are Brahman as in we are the Supreme Lord, not that. Such a person becomes happy and joyful. And he no longer feels any lamentation or hankering. Such a person sees all the living entities on an equal level, and he becomes a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why such a person starts seeing all the living entities on equal level? Because they can see the Supreme um, Lord within every body. We say everybody, right? Meaning all of them, but every body, the gross body. So they can see the subtle, they can see the Supreme Lord within all the bodies. Therefore, they see everyone at the same level. Once Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Siddha Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, um, who's one of our acharyas in the disciplic line of succession, in our Guru Parampara picture also, we have Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So Babaji Maharaj was having his meal and he was very old at that time. So he was blind almost. He couldn't see. Um, and he was having his meal, and at that time a small dog comes and starts eating from his plate. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, understanding that there is a small dog puppy eating from his plate, he very happily relishes his prasad, and he also very lovingly speaks to this small puppy that yes, thank you, you are accepting prasad from my plate. And the servants of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, now this was in Vrindavan, so the servants of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, they came and they started shooing away the dog. That hey, like that, okay, putting the dog away from the plate. And Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj says, "Don't do that. Don't do that." So the servant said, "No, Babaji Maharaj, they are dirty. You know, they're putting their mouth in your plate, and you are honoring that prasad." So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said, do you know what are you saying? Where are we? We are in Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, not a single living and not a single atom is ordinary. Every living entity in this dham, in Braja Dham, they are most dear to the Supreme Lord. This is Braj Dham. And you are, um, you are doing this to Krishna's dear um, souls. They may be in any body, any form. So the servants, they kept quiet. Now, next day when Babaji Maharaj again had to hide the prasad, the servants ensured that, okay, if the dogs or if they come and start eating, then we cannot stop them. But okay, let us do one thing. We'll protect that area so that nobody can come. The dog cannot, that puppy cannot come. So now next day when Babaji Maharaj sat for the prasadam, he's trying to find where is this puppy. And the puppy is not nearby. So Babaji Maharaj says, I cannot accept myself alone because today Krishna's dear this puppy is not here, is not around. You must have, all of you must have shooed it away. So therefore, if the puppy is hungry, if Krishna's dear one is hungry, how can I eat? Therefore, he said that I can also not eat. And the servants were thinking, oh, Babaji Maharaj, please don't do this. So Babaji Maharaj says, no. And this is the example that because he he's a pure devotee. Please forgive me, not he was. Vaishnavas never die. They are always very much present when they are remembered because they are not ordinary living entities. They are from the spiritual world. Just like Krishna, the name and the form is same. Similarly, the pure devotees, the moment we remember them, they are present with us. So therefore, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, because he is a pure devotee, he knows that his consciousness is at a very high level. But if we try to imitate this, then we will be in we will fall in trouble. We cannot imitate these things. But we have to understand that yes, this fact is very true. In Dham, all the living entities who are living in Dham, who are present in Dham, what to speak of the moving living entities, even the unmoving, the stones, the trees, the plants, the grass, the stones, every atom is most dear to Mahaprabhu, is most dear to Krishna. So many times, many people have this habit. I've seen while walking, suddenly they are speaking and they'll just raise their hand and pull out some leaves from the tree for no reason. That is a great offense if somebody does that in Dham. It is considered Dham Aparad, one of Dham Aparads. If somebody just pulls out leaves and flowers and plucks out some, for no reason, just plucks out something, then that is Dham Aparad. Yes, if somebody wants to serve the Lord, taking permission of the Dham Vasis as in the plants themselves, taking permission if somebody plucks, that is different. But just plucking it out for no reason, that is Dham Aparad. So such a person always sees the living entity, all living entities on an equal level, and he becomes a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of God. Next, he quoted a statement, he means Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, quoted a statement from Shankaracharya's commentary on the Narsimha Tapani Upanishad 2.5.16. This statement says that when a person is actually liberated, he can understand the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Lord. When somebody is in the liberated stage, they not only know the pastimes, they understand the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And thus they engage in his devotional service. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted a verse from the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 2.1.9, in which Srila Shukdev Goswami states that although he was elevated to the liberated stage and free from the clutches of Maya, he was still attracted by the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. Consequently, he studied Srimad Bhagavatam from his great father, Srila Vyasdev. Srila Shukdev Goswami, he was from the very beginning. There's a very beautiful pastime of Srila Shukdev Goswami. Once, Mother Parvati um, requested Lord Shiva, her husband, to narrate the pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam. And at that time, this was the most secret of all secrets. It wasn't spoken freely. It was very um it was it was the most what to say. Now the acharyas have come, they have given us Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada has given us the purports. Everything has been given handy to us. You just have to sometimes online order it. Still, people don't want to take it. So, this is of the time when Mother Parvati requested Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva says, okay, I will narrate it to you, but I have a condition. First is there should be no one other than you listening to these narrations. And second is you should constantly, as I'm narrating, because Lord Shiva, if he when he will narrate Srimad Bhagavatam, because Lord Shiva is also Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, he gets absorbed in the pastimes and therefore he goes into trance while narrating Srimad Bhagavatam. So his eyes will close. How will he know whether Mother Parvati is really listening or not listening? So therefore he kept a condition that you have to say hmm, so that I know that you are listening attentively. Because inattentive listening is an aparadh. So Mother Parvati said, okay. So Lord Shiva starts narrating Srimad Bhagavatam. And then um, at one point of time, Mother Parvati feels falls asleep. And Lord Shiva is still narrating. Now there was a parrot sitting on the branch of the tree above Mother Parvati. And this parrot was also listening to the narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam by Lord Shiva. Now this parrot sees that, okay, Mother Parvati has fallen off to sleep, but now if she doesn't do then Lord Shiva will stop the narrations and I will not be able to listen to it. Therefore, what the parrot does? So Lord Shiva narrates and the parrot says, hmm. And this continues. Now Lord Shiva, he thinks that, okay, this sound or this uh, something may not be right. So he opens his eyes and he sees that Mother Parvati is sleeping. Then who is doing And immediately Lord Shiva starts looking around and he sees this parrot sitting on the branch of the tree. And it was a condition that nobody else should listen to the narrations. Therefore, Lord Shiva gets very angry and he runs after the parrot and charges at him. And this parrot also starts flying in his full speed, trying to save its life, very life. And Lord Shiva is running behind this parrot in full speed. The parrot is flying in full speed. And then finally it comes to this place where Srila Vyasdev's wife was seated. And this parrot, seeing no other way, Srila Vyasdev's wife was resting. And she just opened her mouth to yawn. And the parrot goes inside the mouth of the wife of Srila Vyasdev and enters the womb and just stays safe. And now, because in the female body, she's a woman, Lord Shiva cannot do anything to her. So therefore, Lord Shiva has to go back. And this parrot takes shelter in this womb. And at that time, um, Srila Vyasdev, who is, again, Srila Vyasdev is also uh, the incarnation of Lord himself. So Lord Shiva, he um, teaches, because now since the parrot has taken shelter in the womb of his wife, so therefore is the child, is the son. So Srila Vyasdev teaches Srimad Bhagavatam to Shukdev Goswami while he was in the womb. So the Srimad Bhagavatam. And from the very beginning, Srila Shukdev Goswami, this Shuka means parrot. Shukdev Goswami. Go means the um, senses, one of the meaning. And Swami means one who is master of the senses. And somebody who is not able to control his senses, his or her senses, they are called Godas, who are servants of the senses. They will do as the senses want, but those who can control their senses, they are called Goswami. So Srila Shukdev Goswami from the very beginning was a liberated, but even he got attracted by the transcendental pastimes of Krishna when Lord Shiva was narrating them. And therefore, he bypassed that condition that was given by Lord Shiva because he wanted to hear more. He was relishing it. And now, if it stops in between, then I cannot relish it. Therefore, he does this. So, this is what Srila Shukdev Goswami is saying, that he was although he was elevated to the liberated stage and free from the clutches of Maya. Now, even in that time also, Srila Shukdev Goswami was in the womb of his mother for almost 17 years or something, if I'm not wrong. I forgot the exact number. If I'm making a mistake, then please forgive me. But um, and Srila Vyasdev and his mother would request, please come out, please come out. And Srila Shukdev Goswami would say that no, as soon as I come out, Maya will attack me, and I don't want to fall into this illusory energy. It is better that I stay here and I meditate and I remain in this liberated stage. So Srila Vyasdev said that, okay, I give you a promise that you will not fall into Maya. Srila Shukdev Goswami said, what is the guarantee? Because you are yourself in Maya. Otherwise, why are you requesting me to come out? Because as you want, as a father, you want to see your son. So that means you are also in illusion. So I will not come out unless the Supreme Lord himself, unless Lord Krishna himself comes and promises me, because he is the master of this illusory energy. So unless the master himself comes and promises me, I am not going to come out. So Srila Vyasdev says, okay, I will, as you say. So Krishna comes and he says that, yes, I promise you, you will never fall into Maya. That's when Srila Shukdev Goswami comes out of the womb of his mother, and without looking left and right, he doesn't come out as a small little child, wah, 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 not like that. He comes out as a fully, in a full-fledged adult form. And without looking left and right, he starts straight away walking out of his house into the forest as it is, without wearing any clothes, because he's in liberated stage. He's not even bothered on the gross level. He's not even bothered about the body. Previously, he had the body of a parrot. Now he has the body of a human being. He has no. And even there, when he was passing by the forests, there were some girls who were bathing in the pond there. But when Srila Shukdev Goswami passed by, who was a young boy, these girls were not affected because he was in such a liberated stage that he did not make anybody feel any awkwardness, because he was not even bothered by any bodily concept. He was not at all, he had no bodily concept. He was on such a transcendental platform. He was in the most highest elevated stage already. But when his father, Srila Vyasdev, who is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, he was running behind his son. Son, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. So Srila Vyasdev was running behind him. But when these girls saw Srila Vyasdev coming, immediately they started covering themselves. So that shows that Srila Shukdev Goswami was already in the elevated to the liberated stage, and he was free from all the clutches of Maya, no tinge of Maya. But he was still attracted by the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna. That shows that no matter on what level of liberation one is, but these transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna is the most relishable thing in all the universes and everything that is there, actually, all the creation and whatever is there. So therefore, Srila Shukdev Goswami says that even I was attracted by transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna. And therefore, he studied Srimad Bhagavatam from his great father, Srila Vyasdev. Of course, all of these things, they are all, everything happens by the will of the Lord. And everything happens so that we can learn from these examples. There is a lot of learning from all these examples. So therefore, it is for our understanding and learning that this is how the pastimes of Lord Krishna, they are, they can attract um, people, they can attract persons from all the different platforms of um, living conditions, basically. If somebody is even in the most fallen condition, they will still get attracted to the pastimes of Lord, of Krishna. Somebody is in the most elevated, liberated stage, they will also get attracted to pastimes of Krishna, but on one condition, that somebody is not envious to the Supreme Lord Krishna as well as to the devotees of Lord Krishna. If somebody is envious, then there is a problem. Then they will not find it attractive, because then they will not be able to relish, because Krishna is Swarat. He chooses whether to reveal himself or whether not to reveal himself. That is up to him. So we will pause here for today, and Krishna willing, we'll continue reading again tomorrow. Thank you very much. We'll pause here for today. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री श्रीमद श्रील जय पताका स्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
हरि हरि बोल। श्री श्याम